Hey.
Uh,
Hey.
yeah, we're back
Whoa.
We're back, baby, and badder than ever.
and more enthusiastic than ever.
Yeah. This time we're bringing you a more edgy, harder than ever podcast.
Oh boy.
I like to brush my teeth with razors in the morning.
Ooh, that's a good edge. I open my cans by using a knife.
I think that's called
Nice.
shotgunning.
I
Isn't that what shotgunning a beer is?
think.
Yeah.
You just
punch a little
shotgun your
hole in the
soda?
side.
Yes. I was totally talking about soda cans and not canned food.
Of course.
Oh. I mean, even better.
I drink.
I shotgun my Campbell's noodle soup.
Yes, I shotgun my canned tuna.
It's the only
That
way
would
to
be
get it
so-
open without the cats finding out.
Yeah, seriously.
You have to suck it up like a vacuum.
Yes. It's the only way to work.
I'm so edgy. Shadow the Hedgehog is my favorite game.
Oh, that's edgy.
Unironically, did enjoy that game though. Unironically.
Oh boy. Oh man, you should watch the Super Best Friends quick look at Shadow the Hedgehog.
God, that would bring me back. That would be a nostalgia trip right there.
It's one of the best videos they ever did.
What a gem! What a masterpiece of a game that was.
What a totally great game with no flaws whatsoever.
None.
It was
Zero.
a very good idea.
I love Sonic with guns.
I can't.
Sonic, but with guns.
I can't believe the way they announced that game. They did like they were doing like a. It was at a thing where Sonic was like being inducted into like some Hall of Fame thing. It was getting like a big awards ceremony and stuff, and they started playing a video that was like a retrospective of Sonic. You know, like hey, we did it. This is a really big honor. And then it boom, bang, 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 and it's the trailer for Shadow the Hedgehog, and it wasn't
Shadow the Terrorist.
It wasn't a freaking joke. It was real. If it had been a joke, it would have been the funniest joke ever. But no, it was real.
That's amazing.
Just completely tone deaf.
God.
But hey, that's Sonic Team for you.
Yep. They don't seem to understand much of anything how the world or their consumer base works.
No.
They're having some difficulties on that end.
Maybe if we make an even edgier villain and have him voiced by Liam O'Brien and let them make their own Sonic but not give them the options they really want to make their own Sonic, then they'll like it.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Also, we'll let the fans make a really good game as a tie-in to this game.
Look, they can produce one good game every decade. Their deal with the devil said so. The monkey's paw wish that they made says they are allowed to publish one good Sonic game every decade.
One good Sonic game every decade. And listen, they already went through their quota. They got to re-up.
Yep. God. Yeah, how many years was it between Generations and the fan-made one? I can't even remember.
Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania.
Jeez, it.
Because
I don't know if it was a whole decade, but it was close. It was probably at least 5 years.
Yeah, it was pretty long. Because I remember Generations being before the fan make like the only other good Sonic game to release before that. I mean, like in a while.
Yeah, there was like Sonic Colors was also one that was really good.
Oh yeah.
And I hate both of those games with a burning passion.
Reasonable.
It just I can't stand it. I played Sonic Colors and I got the game like used. And I was like, you know what, this is a really good Sonic game, and I haven't played a really good new Sonic game in a while. It's not new. It's been like 10 years, but hey, it's supposed to be a good Sonic game. I put it in. I touch the controls. I do one homing attack, and I go, this game is trash. This game is trash. Game's
I don't
trash.
Sonic. Really, I don't like either the 3D or the 2D game. You just run really fast from one end. It's like you are controlling a ball in a Rube Goldberg machine, and that's like all of Sonic. And I honestly, I don't understand it, but I guess some people do.
The only way I can explain the appeal is playing through Sonic Adventure 2 Metal Harbor and just doing it really good. Doing it real fast and real good.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess watching people who are really good at the game is actually very entertaining.
Yeah, it's also just really fun to do it yourself and just get really good at a stage. You know, when the controls are good with like Sonic Adventure 1, with Sonic Heroes.
Wait, Sonic has had good controls? What?
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, the Sonic and Shadow had good controls. Knuckles and Rouge sped up way too fast, and Tails' stages were abysmal, but Eggman's stages were alright.
Neat.
It's a glowing endorsement for one of my favorite games. I know.
Yes.
Yep.
These
Absolutely.
2 characters of the 6 have good stuff. The one of the other ones is all right. The other 3 are kind of crap, but hey, this one stage that Knuckles has is really good. I kind of unironically like the music for Pumpkin Hill. It's really dumb rap music, but I love it.
Flying around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow.
Dude, I can actually quote like that entire song. It's a problem. It's a problem.
It is. You need therapy.
I need therapy for what Sonic has done to me.
Yep.
You're just a broken man after so many bad games.
Oh man, I didn't even play that many of the bad ones because I had Nintendo, so my options were Secret Rings and Black Knight, and I was like, I don't really want to play Secret Rings, and Black Knight I could never track down a copy of until years and years later when I stopped caring.
It just wasn't good. None of the Sonic games on Nintendo were good because Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Oh,
and they got blast processing, so
it's true. They do have blast processing.
Checkmate, Nintendo nerds.
Checkmate. You may have gotten Sonic Colors, but that's it.
That's it.
Also, the better version of Sonic Adventure 2, but that's it.
That's it.
Also, all those really good collections of Sonic games that include the old ones that were good, but that's it.
That's it.
I don't know. There's probably another one.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of good ones on there. I just wanted to make
the Switch, but that's it.
Aren't they coming out with a Sonic Mania 2?
Oh, probably. I would be shocked if they weren't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. That could be crazy, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably start talking about stuff and things.
That is an almost 9-minute intro.
Yep.
My God. Our longest intro yet.
We're getting better.
The Sonic fans in the audience are going to be so pleased.
Yes.
Are longer intros better? Or
well, see, one of these days we have to get to that Castle Super Beast length of a 5-hour podcast.
Yeah, one of these days.
I don't have the energy for that nonsense.
we can only aspire to such greatness. They're pulling it back. They're trying to pull it back. They tried to do a 3-hour podcast. It ended up being 3.5.
They can't control themselves. The monsters.
Oh boy, what a good podcast. Anyway,
yeah, I think I listened to the 3.5-hour one. That one was great.
Yeah, that's great. Anyway, Mr. AA Ron, how has been your week?
It's been pretty darn good, I'd say. So, in the gaming world, I played. Oh God, I just looked it up too. One sec. I can tell you a couple of the ones I played, but I have to boot up my PS5 again to see because I already forgot. But I played one of the things that I played, probably the biggest thing that I played was Disco Elysium, the Final Cut.
Yeah.
It came out on PS4, PS5 like 2 weeks ago.
I've heard the controller support is terrible.
Oh yes, it is awful. You have to double tap absolutely everything in the game to have it interact.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a mess. You waste so much time on it. But yeah, I would say, truth be told, after playing it all the way through, I'm not sure if I get all of the hype. Like, people are giving it like nines and tens,
Mhm,
and I think
mhm.
I would probably give it at most like an eight. The world is absolutely top notch. I don't think I've ever played a game with a more in depth world and lore ever, period, full stop. They covered literally every base. Every single character has something to say about the world and their place in it, and it's astounding. There's this one guy who's like supposed to be like Samoan or like, I don't know, West African,
Mhm.
um, except in the fantasy world, and he's like this super like scientific racist, where he'll talk about like the curvature of the skull
Oh
and like the
no.
protrusion of the nose, and so you get into this massive conversation, and it's just walls and walls and walls of text about all of the individual phrenological details about why he's the most superior being. It's seriously astounding. The effort put into the writing is absolutely next level. Like I said, I've never played a game as in depth as this one. Like, the entire world is fleshed out. You hear about every single nation in the entire world, and like all of their culture, and who hates who and who likes who, and the history of the place that you're in. Specifically, the location in the city, but also the city itself. And it's probably one of the funniest games I've ever played. There is so much natural comedy that just oozes from it, because the way the game works, is, instead of being like most RPGs where there's like combat and stuff, it's just 100% skill checks. That's it. It's only skill checks, and you put your points into certain skills to be able to get better at them. And
But
the
there's a
way it
twist with
works
that. But
is,
there's a twist with that. If your skill is too high, it's also bad.
really, I don't
Yeah.
recall that.
So like Inland Empire is my favorite stat. It's my main stat because I'm also playing Disco Elysium.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
I haven't beaten it, but I have also been playing it a bit.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
with Inland Empire basically turns you into Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks, the main character, where you just get intuition and you can kind of just like commune with your mind and stuff. But if it's
I
too
had
if
I had
it's
no idea.
yeah, if it's too high, then you start to be kind of crazy, and objects and things will talk to you. Like
Hmm.
like my tie started talking to me, and it occasionally just talks to
What?
me.
What? That Okay, that's amazing. I had no idea the level of your skill actually influenced that. Like,
Yes.
I know that because I did see certain skills would pop up more often than others,
Hmm, hmm.
like just as random checks during conversation,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that you don't even have to make it; just they would just happen. But I just assumed that was like that; those were just like automatic, because like occasionally you can fail them. So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, this must just be automatic. But no, wow, I had no idea the actual points you put into the skills actually affected.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
when you're going through, if you create your own character and you go through and you look at them, it'll tell you like not having enough of this will mean this, but having too much will mean this. So like reflex. If you don't have a ton of it, you're going to be really slow on the draw. If you have too much reflex, then you might just start shooting at people who just walk through the door.
Amazing.
It's great.
I had no idea. That is so okay. That probably brings the game up to a nine for me now, because that I just realized you can remix the game in so many ways.
Oh
The
yeah.
amount of potential dialogue I must have missed just literally not doing any of the other categories must be insane.
Hmm.
God, that must take so long. That must have taken so long. I know they took for the final cut, they took 14 months to record over all the
Yeah.
voice lines. So
Yeah.
I can definitely tell.
Hmm.
Um
I know like just like for how much dialogue there is that is just completely missable. I know the there's part early on when you go to investigate the body because you're a cop, and there's two kids, there's two piece of crap kids right there, and I took the advice of my partner and just didn't interact with them, didn't really do anything with them, because it's just, he said it's bad idea, don't mess with them. And then I'm listening to Castle Super Beast, and then Pat talks about how he was talking to the kid, and one of the kids started screaming that you were a dirty cop trying to touch him.
Yep, I got that dialogue.
and your two options are punch the kid or try to calm him down.
Punch the kid.
And if you try to calm him down, you end up getting a failed check where it says that you backed off of him because you were scared. I love it. It's so good. There's so many branching paths. It's absolutely insane. The replayability on that's just literally off the charts.
It is insane.
But yeah, and I really, 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 really like the way it concludes. The conclusion to the entire mystery is very satisfying. I will say that. Definitely look forward to it. Also, there's a terrible glitch I got where so you know how you don't have your gun on you.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's a quest to get that back.
Uh-huh.
But in my game, it glitched out and I literally could not get the gun.
Oh no.
Which was bad for later in the game. I won't say anything more on that, but I perhaps needed my gun at some point and I could not get it. And so I got like a worse ending because I literally the game glitched out and I couldn't do anything about it, which really sucks.
Man.
But yeah, still really great game. I'd say 8 or 9 out of 10.
Oh man, I just remembered there was a part where you walk out of your apartment or hotel room or whatever. I never found my other shoe, by the way. I'm walking around with one shoe. And but there's that girl there. You have this conversation with her, and then she goes into a room, and I knocked on the door and she didn't answer, and I knocked on the door again and she didn't answer, and I left, and then I was like, wait, hold on. I saved the game and I go back and I knock on her door like the third time, and then all of a sudden a check comes up for endurance, and if I had failed it, I would have automatically tried to break down her door.
Oh my god, I had no idea. What the heck?
Yeah.
There's so many choices. It's beautiful.
It's insane.
That's crazy though.
It is.
That's
man,
hilarious.
And I somehow managed to. So I don't have my gun, but I used my partner's gun, or I had him try to do the thing with the body, and he missed.
Oh yeah.
And then I got the gun, and I'm like, okay, my hand-eye coordination skill is pretty low. This is only like a 20% chance to hit. Might as well go ahead. And I got it. And it was
wow, on a 20%.
It was a great chance. And I personally wanted to just play it cool and not say anything, but my only choices were things like, yeah, I did it, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
And then of course I high-fived my partner, because why would I not do that? I'm not going to leave him
You
hanging.
have to. Can't leave him hanging.
I get it.
Yeah.
That body started talking to me.
Yeah, on my playthrough too, it also did.
Yeah.
And added Disco Elysium to my wish list.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
yes, definitely.
It is so good. You really need to check it out.
Right.
My favorite parts would be just literally when you would be just sitting around doing nothing, and suddenly a little circle pops up around you, and you tap on it, and it's some random part of your psyche that decides to start interacting with you.
Yep.
Like the freaking hobo cop. The hobo cop is one of the best dialogue pieces in that game. I love the hobo cop dialogue so much. Man.
Is that the one that makes you lick up booze off the floor?
Yeah, I think so. You have hobo cop and you have sorry cop, the cop who apologizes to everybody nonstop.
Oh man,
I love it. What
a game.
God. Yeah, seriously, check it out, Mitch. It's so good. Yeah, so I played that. Before I played that though, the new Doom Eternal DLC came out.
How was it?
Second and final DLC. It was pretty good. It was still dummy difficult. So much so that I literally just had to crank down the difficulty of what I was playing, because I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm getting obliterated, just absolutely smashed into the ground. So I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm cranking down the difficulty. And after the conclusion of this, I have no idea how they're going to make a sequel, or even if they're going to make a sequel, because like they pretty much bring an end to the Doom storyline, kind of.
Huh.
Like, yeah,
Hmm.
like I don't want to spoil anything, but at the end of it, demons are no longer allowed to go outside of hell. So I have no idea how they're going to make a sequel. I could see potentially one little thing, like there's a character who might do something mischievous and bring the demons back or something. But if that's the case, then they certainly didn't hint at it. So, um, but yeah, no, yeah, it was really good. Still fun. Still love the weapon juggling. That's one of my favorite parts about the game. It's like a combo meter in essence. So yeah, good DLC. Definitely going to be the last of the game. No idea how the heck they're going to make a sequel from this, but I look forward to it. So yeah, I played the Doom Eternal DLC. I played Disco Elysium, and then a new Binding of Isaac update dropped.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
which
believe it's the last one.
yeah, I believe so too. I didn't read it exactly, but I believe so. And yeah, overhauls almost everything in the game. Like almost all of the game's art assets have been redone.
Well,
With a few
Northern
exceptions.
Lion just got like another 10 years of content.
Oh my god, that man's gonna go nuts. Um, but yeah, the sound was reworked. The effects in the game have been reworked. A ton of the items have been reworked. A ton of items have been added. A ton of new bosses have been added. A ton of new enemy types. I think there's even like a whole new area to the game. Um, what else do they add? There's 4-player co-op now.
Oh.
Yeah, they had co-op in it originally, but you could only play as like a tiny little floating ghost thing as like the second player, third player. But now you actually get to play as like all Isaacs, which is awesome. Yeah, I need to find somebody to play that with because Binding of Isaac Repentance is really good game. Yeah, so I played that. That was really good. I didn't play it too much because they added a lot and overhauled a lot, but at the core, it's still the same basic game. So since I had already played a ton of it like a few weeks before, I was just kind of like, yeah, I've seen most of this. I've gotten a lot of the new items, which are really cool. But like, I think I'm all Isaaced out. I'll come back to it again at some point in the future, but for the time being, I've gotten my fill of the Binding of Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Then I played Little Nightmares 2. Yeah, I finally got around to getting it. It came out like 2 months ago or something like that. And yeah, that's a fun little game. One of my favorite genres is the 2.5D platformer, kind of like Little Nightmares 2, Trine, those games. I just absolutely love them. So I absolutely cannot get enough of it. And yeah, no, it's the puzzles all felt really intuitive. The art design, which is easily the biggest draw, is the best part of the game,
Mm-hmm.
bar none. Uh, the atmospheres are creepy. The monsters are really well done. Like you'd just be terrified to have them see you. Your heart would skip a beat every time you got caught. It was really good. Yeah, so all in all, Little Nightmares 2, a very solid game.
Only thing
Highly
I've
recommend it.
heard, aside from it being a very good game, is that it's a bit on the short side for its price.
Yep. I was actually just about to mention that. Yeah, no, I literally beat it in like 2 days. I think across like 5 or 6 hours. So yeah, it's really short. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
That
not one of
that
those. It's not one of those games that's particularly replayable, is it?
no. I mean, you can go and get like collectible hats, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Um,
not exactly Metal Gear Rising or anything like that.
nope. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of replayability. So,
Unfortunate.
yeah, good to the first time though. Yeah, maybe wait for it to go on sale.
Price
Actually, now that I
drop.
think about
Steam sale.
it. Yep. And then lastly, I literally just started playing this last night. I got XCOM 2 for free a while back off PS Plus. So I was like, you know what? I've heard lots of good things about this game. I'm gonna play it. And then I got really angry, rage quit, and uninstalled the game last night. I played it for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then was like, "Oh my god, This game is stupidly difficult. It is one of the hardest games I have ever played, and I'm playing on the second lowest difficulty. I cannot even imagine what the higher difficulties must be like. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Then I reinstalled it and started playing again, like right before we did the podcast. So because I still had a ton of fun, but I kept losing. And the game doesn't actually explain to you how to recruit new people, so I had to look it up,
Oh.
which meant I auto failed a mission, auto failed a story mission because I didn't
Oh.
have enough people to send to do the mission because I didn't know how to because the game doesn't explain how to, so I had to look it up. Yeah, so I uninstalled the game, reinstalled it, then I started a new save and just figured out you can save scum it. So I'm going to do that
Yes.
super hard.
Yes, you can.
I'm going to save scum that to the ends of the earth. Every time I lose like more than 2 people on a mission, I'm going to be like, yep, nope, restart time. But yeah, no, when it's not making me absolutely enraged, I love it.
90% chance to hit. They aim their gun and then move it off to the side and miss.
That is the most infuriating thing in the universe. I will have an 85% chance to hit the guy 2 feet in front of my face, and then my guy's like, turn to the right, shoot the wall. I'm like, why? You are terrible at this. You should not be a soldier.
I actually heard Pro Jared talk about this in a video talking about suggestions for Baldur's Gate 3 since Baldur's Gate 3 is in early access, and he said for that game, like one of his suggestions was letting you see the dice rolls in the game, so like letting you see like, hey, you rolled this and your modifier added this, but their armor class is this, so you miss. And
that'd be really great.
And having something like that where you at least see the numbers in XCOM instead of just 95% chance to hit, you miss.
Yeah, that would be so much better because then I'd stop feeling like I'm being cheated by the game.
Yeah. I do this sometimes, but I would highly recommend you watch the Best Friends playthrough of XCOM 2.
Oh my god, I didn't know they even played through it.
They did an Iron Man run of it.
Oh, no. I literally just learned about save scumming, and now I'm going to do nothing but save scum. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine playing it through without save scumming now.
Yeah,
it would be impossible.
They did an Iron Man run until it was done.
Oh my god!
Did they win? I don't know.
They probably got wrecked. They probably got absolutely.
I will say the first mission is indicative of the way the rest of the run goes.
The thing that ended up making me rage quit actually was I was on this story mission and I got into a fight with a bunch of people, and one of the enemies spat poison at me, poisoned all 4 of my characters at once, which brought them all down to 1 health. And then he ran away, brought back like 5 more enemies, and then I ran to the objective. I'm like, okay, I can't fight this. I have to just run. And so I got inside the building where the objective was, moved forward like 1 square, and there were like 4 more enemies directly in front of me. And then I was just like, nope. And I uninstalled the
game. Oh boy. That's the true XCOM experience.
It really is. Like I said, I'm save scumming so hard now because I absolutely cannot imagine playing without that. But anyway, I think that probably covers just about everything I played. Was I still playing Persona 5 Strikers the last time we met up?
I believe so.
I think
I mentioned it.
Yeah, I think you said that was pretty much all you were doing last time, was just playing Persona 5 Strikers.
Yeah, that was a good game. I finished it. And it's definitely the sequel that P5 deserves. I like it.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's nice.
Now for Persona 4 Golden.
Yes.
I need to. I know.
Then Persona 3.
I know. I'll get around to it.
And then if you're really brave, Persona 2.
Oh my god.
Although I don't know if I'd even do that because the second Persona 2 game has yet to be released in English.
That's amazing.
Which is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Maybe we'll get a remastered version of one of those, or both of those, just like we did for SMT3.
Maybe. Fingers
always
crossed.
hope.
We can always hope. We're still waiting on SMT5, by the way. I would like to point that out.
When did the last one come out?
SMT4 was on the 3DS, and
Oh, wow.
SMT5 was like announced alongside the Switch.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang, that is long.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, a sequel to Persona 5 came out before that game.
Oh no.
That's amazing. Just goes to show who's the real black sheep of the Tensei family.
Oh, get those SMC fans mad. Screw those guys. They're a bunch of elitists anyways.
Fans. Persona 5's not the real
have you seen the crap they post on the Megami Tensei Reddit or subreddit?
I have not. No.
It's a trip, man. They say, listen, Shin Megami Tensei 1 holds up, guys. It's not at all clunky to play.
Amazing. They sound like swell fellas.
Also, I hate Persona 4. It's mainly just a Persona 4 hate brigade. To be fair, I haven't been there since Persona 5 came out, so maybe that switched over to Persona 5.
No, that's true.
Or maybe it got taken over by Persona 5 fans.
It's just it's only posting about Persona 5 now. It's just a Persona 5 subreddit because they got so tired of waiting for SMT5.
Oh, those poor people. Those poor fans.
This is the only 5 we need. So that was all of the things that I played over the last 3-ish weeks. In terms of watching, I've watched a bit. I watched a little bit more Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a great show. I would highly recommend it. That show has some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen. It's so fluid. So I watched a little bit of that, and then I started watching My Hero Academia season 3. That I really forgot how much I like this show. This is a great show.
Yeah.
I was kind of smack talking it the last time we were on here, but no, I remember now. It's a fun show. I really like the characters are great. The conflict is great.
I myself do also enjoy Green Naruto.
Yes, of course. Yeah. The scene in which All Might punches one for all or all for one is great.
Oh man, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. That's actually, I think, the last episode I've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same here.
I haven't been caught up in a while.
Yeah, that's reasonable because I stopped watching it like right after season 2 and just never got back around to it until now.
Yeah.
But that's been like my lifeblood for like the last week. Have I? Okay, wait. What else? Man, I really need to write all this down. I think in terms of like anime, that's the only anime I've been watching. I did start Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First episode was all right. I mean, I don't think it really grabbed me because I haven't watched any of the other episodes yet. But it's fairly decent.
I think it's okay. The range of opinions I've heard are it's all right to it's kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody else put, like, there's fundamentally nothing really interesting about either Falcon or the Winter Soldier by themselves. So it's a little hard to make an entire series about them.
Yeah, you're taking two side characters and making a series about them.
Yeah, that's basically it.
So
and it shows.
It's like the whole show is just standing in the shadow of Captain America.
That is a perfect description. And I think that's like, hilariously enough, that's basically like Falcon's entire plot line in that show. Is like he's standing in the shadow of Captain America.
I mean, where else are you going to take the story?
True. Absolutely true. So I think, is that all I've watched? I feel like I've watched something else, but it's just not coming to mind.
I kind of wish that show was just like a dumb comedy where they're both just sad and miserable about Cap leaving.
You know what? That's based on the first episode. I don't think that's very far off.
I just want a scene of them sitting in the back of a car and just reminiscing about that time that they were both in the back of a car and nodding at Cap in Civil War. Because that was the best scene that either of them were in.
Have you guys watched the Loki trailer?
I have not,
No.
but I've heard it's amazing.
It looks awesome. It looks like it will probably be Marvel's best TV show. It looks so silly and quirky. It's almost like Guardians of the Galaxy meets WandaVision. It looks really good. I'm really excited for it. The plot seems like really, really out there, which I absolutely love. Because it's like it takes place inside like a bureau dedicated to like what was it? The Bureau of Order, the Bureau of something,
Time Order or something like that.
Yeah, of time, yeah, something like that. And it's just super interesting. I absolutely love it. Can't wait.
It's the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah,
that and
I think
whatever the what if thing is going to be.
Oh yeah, that's really interesting. My friend told me about that. It's like where they have all of the different scenarios that could play out based on the characters, right?
Yeah. That concept is just friggin' awesome, and I wish more things did it.
Yeah.
Could we have a what if of Star Wars of what if the sequels were good? Or maybe what if the sequels never happened and we just adapt like the Thrawn trilogy?
What if Anakin likes sand?
Ooh, changes everything.
The entire series shaken to its core. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I have been doing a little bit of reading. I've been reading some manga. I read. Oh my God, Zach, have you read through all of Attack on Titan?
Yes.
There's another thing I think. Yes, I did watch Attack on Titan because episode 16 they decided to stop, and I was like, okay, I can't wait anymore. I can't wait on the episodes to come out. I'm reading the manga, so I pulled up the manga and I started reading it because I was like, oh my God, I can't wait anymore.
Still need to start on season 2.
Yes,
so,
you do.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Yes, you do,
Mitchell.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
What did you think of the conclusion?
Okay, so I literally read it like today. I literally
Oh my
caught
God.
up and finished it today because I was on like a Reddit thread and they said something about Attack on Titan, and then they said it was finished, and I looked at the day when the comment was posted, and it was like 6 days ago, and I'm like, well, dang it, I need to do it. I need to go back and catch up and finish it, and I did. Right now like it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I think it probably there's some loose threads that I didn't like how they wrapped up. Like, I'm trying to think of the best euphemism I can give to this, so Mitchell won't be spoiled. The one
We just need to put this on
entity-
hold and have me blast through Attack on Titan as quickly as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you
have
should,
to watch the whole
but we can't hold off for another like a few hours.
The fact that there was an entity in the final fight that we did not see the fate of at any point is a little off-putting to me.
The worm,
the white entity, yes, the worm.
Yeah,
I because they literally don't even show what happens to it. It's just like it ends.
Gone.
The fight ends and it's gone. Yeah. And I think the conclusion with Mikasa, Armin, and Eren could have been maybe a little bit cleaner.
I liked it.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think it was okay. I don't mind. I like how they decided to conclude it. I saw some people saying they wish they had an extra chapter, which in general is probably my general thought of it. Just one more for that extra fight, and maybe a little bit more exposition on what happens after everything's concluded. But yeah, overall, I really liked it. I thought it was good.
I can definitely see that. But I just recently read like a bunch of Brandon Sanderson stuff, and Brandon Sanderson's endings are just like, all right, wrap it up, tie it up in a bow, it's done.
It just pushes them through.
The endings are very quick. Like with Mistborn, it works really well. With Elantris, it's fine. There's no real problems with it. With Warbreaker, that was a bit too quick. Like the problem is solved, and then we have an epilogue with 2 of the characters, and that's it.
Dang. Shoot, that is quick.
Yeah, it's quick, and I love Warbreaker. It's one of my favorites of his, but that's the one part that stands out to me as being that wasn't ideal.
Yeah, I got that.
So coming to this, it's like, yes, I do wish that there was another chapter for that, like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood length epilogue, or adding on to the last fight a bit more. Just I do agree, if there was another chapter, I think I wouldn't have any reservations with my feelings toward it. But as it is, the only reservations I have are really small things of, I wish they could do this, or maybe the anime could have a little bit more time, maybe. And also I wish that one of the chapters I had read a different translation, because it was terrible. But
I have heard some people got a really bad one. The one I got was okay.
It was I think it was chapter 130, which was like a bunch of like in Aaron's head stuff.
Yeah.
And one of them had a flashback to a thing that was like a big thing with a certain blonde character.
Yes.
And
of course.
And the translation was so bad I could barely follow their conversation. So I'll have to go back and reread that chapter in a better translation. But shout outs to whoever is doing that Attack on Titan colored stuff, because those things are freaking beautiful.
Oh my god, somebody's coloring all of them?
Yes, they're up to the second to last chapter.
God dang. Man, they are fast.
Well, to be fair, the second last chapter was a month ago, at least.
That is true. Yeah, that is
They're
true.
monthly chapters. It's not like the One Piece colored people who are insane, I'm sure.
Yeah. Absolutely bonkers.
That sentence could be taken out of context to mean something very strange. The One Piece colored people.
Yes, of course. All of them, all of the colored people.
Yes. I think there's I don't know, I haven't read enough of One Piece.
Yeah, I have read none of One Piece, and I think that will probably remain the truth until the day I die.
Sounds like a good plan to me too. There's
700 billion chapters. I could start reading now, and I wouldn't finish before I died of old age at 90.
Man,
and I'll be damned if I finish, and I'll be damned if I die during a cliffhanger.
Oh man, dude, I've heard rumors that One Piece might be ending in a few years.
I feel like I've been hearing that for forever.
I feel like that rumor comes out every year, though.
That's true. But if that happens, oh boy, we gotta have suicide watch for all those One Piece fans.
God.
Man, I can't even fathom that. Like, it has to, like, even if it ends like perfectly, if something's been part of your life for that long,
they literally have to take time out of their day to start reading to catch up, because that man, the rate at which that man puts out chapters is absurd.
He's the only person who thrives under the weekly Shonen Jump schedule.
Yeah,
like every other person like either has to switch to a different schedule, like with Hunter x Hunter, or with what was the other one, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where they don't do weekly stuff anymore, or their quality just tanks, like with Naruto and Bleach.
Yeah,
or they end it pretty soon after they started it, like with Demon Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Which
dang, really?
Yeah,
it's already over.
Yeah, that thing outsold One Piece.
Yeah, no.
For a year.
The movie that came out was the best-selling movie of all time in Japan, right?
Yeah, it outsold One Piece for a year, and then it ended.
Dang. You know what? At least they got a nice, succinct ending. It didn't drag it on for 30 years.
Yeah, I'll give them that. It makes me actually really want to go and watch the series because Ufotable animation is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've been meaning to watch that
Another
one as well.
anime on the list. It's on the list.
Yes,
It's a very long list.
It's on the list for specifically for its animation because I will watch just about anything that Ufotable puts out just for the animation.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I want more Heaven's Feel movies.
Anyway, so I read Attack on Titan, got that finished up, thought it was good. Then I've also been reading Dr. Stone, the manga. I've been getting all caught up on the manga. I'm only a few chapters behind the current now.
Oh wow.
And the manga is really good. I can definitely tell. I haven't read the older chapters, but it seems like they're really faithful to adapting them. So yeah, it's really good though. I can't wait until like the seasons get animated because there's enough content for like 2 arcs now.
I hope
so
it
like another 2
continues,
seasons.
I hope
currently.
it continues to be good and doesn't end the way I've heard Promised Neverland ends.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I hear
God,
nothing
don't
but
remind me.
that Promised Neverland season 2 is the worst thing to ever happen in the history of humanity.
Oh, I'm so sad because I
Oh.
watched like 5 episodes of the first season. I'm like, I'm gonna put this on hold for a bit.
Dude,
And
I
then
watched
season 3 came out. I'm like, oh, I need to wrap it up. And then people just said season 2 is the worst thing ever, and I'm so sad.
because it's such a good concept and it's
It's
really
so-
really well executed.
I think I heard like the manga artist said that they had like years worth of material to go on, and then the publisher just said, "Wrap it up. You got 5 volumes. Wrap it up."
Oh no!
I heard that's kind of, something like that happened, and
That,
I'm just,
oh no! It went the way of Bleach. Oh, that sucks.
F's in the chat.
my
For
day
my
is
Promised
ruined, and
Neverland
my
homies.
disappointment is immeasurable.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Oh man, that sucks. And it's not even like with what happened with Yu Yu Hakusho, where the artist just got so fed up with everything that he just ended it abruptly. It's like the publisher decided, no, you're ending it.
Dang.
That sucks.
Yeah. So anyway, that just about covers everything. So yeah, I'm all caught up.
Yeah.
Neat.
Well then,
Now, Mitchell.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna move the laptop closer to the router.
All right.
gotta move closer to the router.
Yeah, a little
Otherwise, the internet goes out. Or it just gets real stuttery.
Let's see. Ugh. All right. Yeah.
Moving the laptop closer to the router ASMR.
All right. Ready to roll.
Yes.
Let's see. What have I been doing the past few weeks?
Well, that's all
That's
staying
an
in, just
excellent
by the way.
question. Besides working, field season's been a little crazy this year for various reasons. But let's see. I've been playing mostly the Old Republic and Monster Hunter.
Ah.
Yeah.
I've been playing more Generations Ultimate. I haven't gotten Rise yet. I still got to get through G rank on Gen Ultimate though.
Oh boy.
Of course, the completionist in you will not let it rest.
Nope.
This is
still-
the man who swears that he will go back to Xenoblade Chronicles X at some point.
Oh no, I did complete Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh.
Do not forget, I did complete that one. I got to get back to the first game at some point.
Oh yeah, that was it. My bad.
I got to complete some of the super bosses there.
So yes, I will just like to point out that Mitchell is the person who completed Xenoblade Chronicles X.
About as much as you can complete that game, minus the achievements. I've never cared about achievements. Because most of those are like, kill 1,000 of a type of enemy, and I'm just...
Wow.
There's just no need. There's no need for that. It does nothing.
Content.
Woo! So I skipped that. But let's see. So I want to go through G rank and Gen Ultimate. So I've been fighting Valstrax some more to make his gear.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's the jet dragon we talked about last time.
Oh, the jet dragon. Got it.
The jet dragon. Hang on, I got some snapshots on my phone. Or send them real quick.
Oh boy.
Or send them after the podcast.
Okay.
So let's see. Some more Star Wars: The Old Republic, just kind of wrapping up like some interlude stuff between the class stories and when the expansions start.
Fun times.
Ah.
Let's see.
Any standouts besides the what was the one you were talking about that was real good? The Imperial Agent?
Imperial Agent. Like that's considered to be the best storyline.
Any other standouts other than that one?
I don't know. The Smuggler has some funny dialogue options.
Well, you gotta play Han Solo.
Yeah, you get to play as Han Solo. What more do you need?
Of course.
Jedi Knight is basically the closest we'll ever get to KOTOR 3.
Oh.
Sith Warrior is kind of fun because you can kind of sass your master the whole time.
Well, I mean, you have
and really
to.
make him mad. He's gonna try and kill you anyway, so you might as well deserve it.
Might as well.
Yeah.
You might as well actually deserve trying to be murdered.
See, you got to do him a favor and let it be justified.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I haven't really been up to much. Oh yeah, I did try and play a little bit more of Hades.
Yeah.
Which you may have recalled
Hey.
when I angrily texted, Hades has a second phase. All caps, multiple exclamation points. I got through the run. I got to Hades. I managed to kill Hades with the shield. I was so hyped. I took a screenshot on the Switch, and then the motherfucker stood back up. I took a screenshot. I was gonna be like, "Guess who just beat Hades?" And then the health bar filled right back.
Couldn't
And
let
I
you have
nearly-
your moment of triumph.
How close did you get on the second phase?
I think I got him almost halfway down.
Aw.
And then I rage quit and I haven't picked it back up since. I'm still salty. I'm so salty, you don't understand.
Oh man. My first try, I managed to get him down to the second phase, and I got him like a few hits would have killed him, and then he got me.
Oh man, crack. Oh man, I wish I was that good.
You will be with practice.
With enough practice. Oh man, I thought I had a really good build going. I was demolishing everything up until Hades.
Dude, some of those builds get nuts.
Yeah. Because let's see, what did I do? I got like a thing from Chaos, which increases my the special attack by 200%, which is the shield throw.
Oh.
So that got pretty good, and then I got things that increase the speed of the shield throw.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So that really helped a lot. Got knocked back on the attacks, so I could dash into people and knock them back into walls. And then throw it
knockback
at them.
dash.
So yeah, it was working really good. And then Hades, I just can't beat Hades.
One day.
Understandable.
One day, son.
The last boss.
Let's see.
It is.
Let's see. Remember last year when I started a new playthrough on Fire Emblem Awakening?
Oh yeah.
I picked up my 3DS, looked at the title screen, and then closed my 3DS again. I can't play Fire Emblem, you guys. You don't understand. I just can't.
I would recommend giving Three Houses a shot, especially because you get an ability where you can, you made a mistake? Alright, you can go back as many moves as you want.
Well, you see, that might help a little bit, but I like to play on casual mode so that I can scumbag save. So I can already essentially do that.
You can, yeah. But this just makes it more convenient and a lot quicker.
Kind of, but...
And also the story is actually good.
RC, I'm trying to think of a way to get Fire Emblem to kind of click in my head like other games, but it's just I don't think I've ever gotten there yet.
Maybe try emulating Path of Radiance with save states. Because Path of Radiance has a phenomenal story. and it's very good with like a few exceptions, like some maps are just kind of crap, but it's still my favorite Fire Emblem game, even though Three Houses is amazing.
Yeah. I think what I might try doing is just like actually turning off all of the animations just so the battles go quicker.
That might do it.
I think that's the main thing, is I just hate sitting around watching for units do things.
That's fair.
So I might just turn off as many animations as I can kind of get to.
Mm-hmm.
And then just probably listen to like a podcast while I'm doing levels and then switch it off when story happens.
That's always a good idea.
Listen, I'm gonna play Fire Emblem by playing as little as possible. That might be my plan.
Well, Three Houses also has a bit of a Persona aspect to it.
All right.
I will just point that out.
We'll see. We'll see what happens there. I have enough Switch games that I want to get to at this point. I don't really need another 100-hour RPG on my hands. Thank you.
That's very fair, especially because Three Houses has like 4 branching story paths.
Yeah, that's kind of intimidating for me.
Yeah,
a little daunting.
That's fair. I haven't even beaten one, so.
And you're telling me to play it?
Yes, because it's very good.
But you haven't beaten one storyline.
Yeah, so my brother's beaten one, and he says, "Oh, this was the best."
One of these days.
Well, it can't be that good if you haven't even bothered to beat it yet.
No, it is. But do you realize like how many games I love, but I take breaks on? Partly because I love them. I have over 300 hours in Team Fortress 2. That's been over the course of like 10 years.
It's very true. It's like I have almost 300 hours in Morrowind, and I started that like a year ago.
Yep.
It's the all-consuming. It's a black hole.
Oh.
I have 232 hours.
Oh
my god.
I mean, to be fair, like 100 of those hours are on previous characters that I've made and discarded.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I liked how when we were testing out my Twitch stream, I opened up my recall menu, and you're like, "Oh, that's the fast travel system? It's a list? That's terrible." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. That's the modded fast travel system." The actual fast travel system in the game is walking into a town and hoping there's a boat system, a silt strider, or the mage's guild to teleport you. If your town that you need to go to is in the middle of nowhere, you're walking.
What a great game.
What a solid 10
it is such a it is such a good game though. You don't
No,
I know
totally
it sounds
believe
bad, but it's actually great. Trying to memorize these little routes and trying to figure out, okay, if I can go to this town via the silt strider, then I can warp to this town and then take the boat. I can get to that town within maybe the next 10 minutes.
No, you just have to go murder hobo on everyone.
Or that.
Always do that. There is always that.
I could indeed do that. I managed to kill Vivek one time.
My god.
He killed God.
I killed God, and then I reset the save. That's another thing I like, is that you can just kill crucial NPCs, and all you get is a blurb that says, "You have severed the thread of fate. Reload to save or persist in the doomed world you have created."
Perfect. I wish
that.
more Elder Scrolls games would let you do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Elder Scrolls 6 will let you do that.
I mean, I doubt it. I think they're just going to go more streamlined from here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would really like it if they made one that kind of focused more on the Khajiit or the lizard people, instead of just like having mostly like, because let's say Skyrim is like the Nords and
yes
and whatnot. Like it's mostly been like human or elf countries. I would like one for like the Khajiit or the.
Then you could actually have like good character customization for the Khajiit.
Yeah.
Instead of like
oh my god,
one preset.
I'm trying to remember what the lizard people are called. My brain keeps giving me Lizalfos, and I'm like, no, that's Legend of Zelda brain. That's not right.
Yes, it's the Lizalfos.
It's like, but it's not though. That's Legend of Zelda.
No, it's the Lizalfos. I'm gonna call them that from now on. Even when I find out their real name, they're Lizalfos.
They're the Argonians. I know that because I play
Argonian.
Argonian in every Elder Scrolls game.
That's correct. Lizalfos.
Yes, of course. Also known as the
Yes. They prefer to be called that.
Yes, of course. It's a common courtesy.
Yes.
Let's see. Other than that, that's about it for me. I haven't really done much else. Other than, I don't know, listening to podcasts and music on the rides to and from work.
Which podcasts?
Let's see. I found a new horror podcast called Gods of Appalachia.
Ooh.
So imagine there's some Cthulhu-esque stuff going on hidden beneath the Appalachian Mountains, and we dig too deep.
Well, I thought
Dang, that sounds awesome.
that was just life in Appalachia.
I mean, it pretty much, yeah.
They stumble upon a Cthulhu monster every other week there.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's been an interesting, fun little podcast. Let's see. Oh, thanks to the sea shanty boom of the internet,
Yeah.
Spotify has so many new sea shanty playlists that I'm spoiled for choice.
Oh.
Excellent.
Yes.
I really enjoy sea shanties that drop my panties based on the name alone. However, I feel that sea shanties that you could theoretically fuck to just has a better selection overall.
Why?
It's like I didn't
Better
name
question.
them.
Why not?
I just listened to them.
Oh my gosh. Is Randy Dandio on there?
Randy Dandy, yo, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the sea shanties you could theoretically fuck to.
That's a good one. Oh my gosh. What a concept for a list.
Yep. And that's about it for me. I'm tapped out.
Oh boy. Oh boy, maybe let's I can't get over it, man. I am writing that down.
Are you gonna go fuck to some sea shanties later? You need a playlist for it?
Siri, put on the romantic music. Now we are ready to head for the horn.
Hey, hey, roll and go. Hey, it says roll. Oh boy. I guess
All
that
right.
means it's time for my multiple weeks.
Yes.
I got a big list, but thankfully we've talked about some of the stuff already. So I meant to mention this on the last podcast, but for some reason I didn't, which I am kind of embarrassed to say that I didn't, but I got LASIK surgery.
Oh shoot! Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, ain't it?
It is. I can see. Without glasses, I keep reaching for them when I'm about to go take a shower, and I'm just grabbing the side of my head.
Yeah, that's gonna happen for a while.
Yeah, it will. Boy.
Sometimes I still wake up groggy in the morning, going, "Where the fuck are my glasses?"
Yeah, I still do that in the morning, like without fail, almost every morning.
I think that's just gonna be a lifelong thing.
It might be. Well, hopefully there will be something else to grab one day. Hey, that was a dumb joke. But the LASIK was absolutely miserable the first day.
Yep.
It felt like there was sand on my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was terrible. But the surgery itself was very pleasant, for the most part.
All right.
It's relatively painless.
Yeah, the first.
It's a little scary when they're like, stare at the red dot and don't move your eye, and it's like, I've never focused on anything so hard in my entire life.
Oh boy, the first laser, the one that because it's two lasers. The first laser, the one that creates the air bubble between the iris and the front of the eye, so they can make a flap. That one, the pressure that it puts on your eye was a little painful, but thankfully they had numbed up my eyes, and they gave me the they gave me a Valium to calm the nerves. The Valium is
I don't think
optional.
I got a Valium.
The
What the hell did you get a
the
Valium?
Valium is optional. Take the Valium.
I didn't. They just put drops in my eyes, and I'm like, all right, I guess this is happening now.
Hey, and then the second laser was much more pleasant. It was like I was in the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Just staring at the green laser while there's two red dots beside it, and I'm just going, whoa.
You see a giant space baby appear before you.
It almost did. But yeah, it's all fine now. Everything's fine so far. No issues. It's just a little weird
right.
to get used to.
Yeah. I found for a while, like, I almost had to, like, manually adjust my field of view for, like, distant to close to far away or something.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And the worst thing is now I have to get new sunglasses. Because I had prescription sunglasses. So I can't wear those anymore. Well, the best thing is now I know exactly how bad my eyesight was.
Oh, yeah.
It was freaking terrible.
Oh, yeah. I think they said I was legally blind.
Oh, boy. I was getting close to that at the very least.
Yeah.
My eyesight was so bad that even though I had plastic lenses so they could make them thinner, they were still so big that they were kind of popping out of the frames.
My God.
It was bad. But now that's done.
Woo.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. That's enough real life stuff. Let's get on to the important stuff, like video games.
Video games.
Speaking of Hades, I got all the first 10 escape attempts, successful attempts.
Oh, nice! So you beat the game.
So I beat the main story.
Yeah.
I beat
Now
the
you gotta
main
do the
story.
other thing.
Yeah, I got to do the other thing. But I got all 10 successful attempts, and I checked my attempt count afterward, and I did it in 29 attempts.
Okay, that's not too shabby.
That's not too shabby, especially when I look at the subreddit and I see people going like, okay, the average is about, like, for people's first attempt is like about 30 something. And there are some people who are like 50s and stuff, and there are some people who just who are still commenting that they haven't gotten it yet.
You want to hear something crazy?
I'm so furious right now, you have no idea. I'm so salty, you can't imagine.
What were you gonna say, Aaron?
Oh, I only failed 4 runs before I beat the game. I know. I know. I just had to brag. I wanted to show off a little bit, you know. I'm not going to get the chance to do that at any time in the future, so I wanted to make sure you guys know.
To be fair, this man has played a lot of Bastion.
That's true. I have played a disgusting amount of Bastion.
I'm gonna mute Aaron on my end.
But yeah, that game is friggin' amazing, and I'm still unlocking new stuff, and it's great. I got something for being really good friends with Skelly, and it helps out. It helps out, and I finally have something to use that one thing for.
Yeah,
because I've just been stockpiling it.
Well, that's right. I did have like Skelly's like item that gives you basically an extra death defiance.
Oh yeah.
Did not save me for Hades. Did not save me. I had like 2 extra death defiances plus Skelly's. Still, Hades rinsed through all of them in no time flat.
Yeah. There's another upgrade you can switch to where you get 1 per room, always.
Yeah.
But I find that to be way less useful because I'm not dying during the mob fights.
Yeah.
Generally,
it was good at first when I was dying in the mobs, but now I just want as many death defiances as possible for the bosses.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I did switch it back.
Yeah. But I think doing it so fast, I might have screwed up some of the storylines because I've heard a lot about storylines between Theseus and the Minotaur, and I'm not getting them, and I don't know if that's just because I have to kill them even more. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Some people.
You're too good at the game, and now you're being punished for it.
Yes.
Well,
Serves you right.
dude, I didn't get any like acknowledgement from anyone when I got to Elysium the first time, because that was also the first time I got to Asphodel.
Oh no.
So there was no mention of dying to the Minotaur and Theseus, because there hadn't been any mentions of me dying to the Hydra yet. I don't know if I don't remember. Did I die to the Hydra? I can't remember if I've ever died to the Hydra.
I've died a couple of times on like one of his different head forms.
Yeah. I died to Meg a bunch at first.
Meg was like the one boss that I don't think I've died to. Not to Meg, but a couple of her sisters I have.
Mm-hmm. I think I've died to Theseus and Asterius the most out of all the bosses.
Yeah, they're a tricky duo.
Yeah. But one of these days, I'll have more successful attempts than unsuccessful ones. I almost had a streak of 10 successes going, and then Hades just comboed me to death at just one time.
I mean, I feel that's what happens to me every attempt, but okay.
Well, I mean, it was like a skull exploded while I got hit by the pots, and then he just stabbed the crap out of me, and it was over.
I mean, that's what I feel happens to me every time, but
well, yeah. So that's Hades. What a fantastic game.
What a fantastic game. I kind of hate it, but I need to keep playing it.
Another big one from Supergiant Games.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love them so much. I need to play more of their games. I need to actually finish Transistor one of these days.
Yes.
Oh
Sebastian?
man, what a good game.
Oh my god, you should play Pyre too.
Yes, I should. I've heard it is basically just a visual novel.
Yeah, it's football meets visual novel, and it's great. It's amazing.
Which I'm down for. I've read a few visual novels in my time.
Yeah.
I played
you also
Phoenix
probably need to add difficulty modifiers because the game is just stupid easy on its own.
Oh.
Yeah, like I literally never lost one singular football match while playing on the regular difficulty.
Oops.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Ooh.
And then I tried cranking up the difficulty and I lost instantly. So, I mean, your mileage may vary.
So that's that. I've played more Stardew Valley. I'm in fall of the first year, and I'm getting ready. It's getting close to the end of fall, which will mean winter, which will mean I need to just go into the mines and just get as much iridium as possible so I can make the really good sprinklers so that I don't have to water crops every day, because it takes like 4 in-game hours to water all my crops. At least. It's nuts. I got married to one of the girls in town, got married to Penny, and then like the day after I did that, like in real time, I stopped playing the game, and I'm wondering like, okay, was this my whole motivation for playing the game? Just this dumb side romance mechanic?
That's what started.
That's when I stopped playing Fire Emblem Awakening, was when I got married to Cordelia again.
Oh. But I
definitely know what my motivation was.
Yeah, I'll go back to the game, but things have been getting busy in real life, so I haven't had time to play a ton of games when I would usually play them. But I have made time to play a certain game a bunch, and that is Ring Fit Adventure on the Switch. It's the Wii Fit of the Switch. Except
the only time I've seen gameplay of that is when I watch VTubers play it. It was for some reason really popular among the VTube audience for a while.
I wonder why. But no, that's.
I've seen Vinny Vinesauce stream it a couple times.
It's a legitimately good game.
Legitimate.
And it gets you a really good workout, actually. It's surprising. It's kind of surprising. And with my life being busy, I haven't been able to go to my regular workout, so this has been a good substitute for the days when I can't.
Good stuff.
So yeah, the boss fights are a freaking pain because the way the game works is you have a bunch of moves that you can do, and you pick one of them, so and then you do a bunch of squats, and each squat does an attack, or you do a bunch of presses on the ring thing, and it does an attack. And I ended up just cranking the difficulty up a bunch, and I'm already at the max difficulty level.
Oh my god.
Which means I'm doing like 30 squats at a time for one attack.
Oh
God.
And it's a nightmare because the boss fights take so long. Which is why I end up on the boss fights, I generally end up using a lot of the yoga moves, because the yoga moves don't hurt as much and they just do more damage over, like, with each thing. Since you're doing less movements, each movement does more damage, so it just feels more satisfying instead of doing single digits per move. But yeah, that's a good game. Let's see. Nice. There was Disco Elysium, which is amazing, as we talked about. And then I played a bit of TF2, but since my Wi-Fi has been jacked for online gaming, I've had to just do some training maps. I downloaded one called TR Walkway, which spawns bots and they walk down a walkway, and you can adjust things in the walkway, adjust settings for the bots, with how they move and stuff, if they jump and things like that. And that's been some fun. And I started messing around with my custom settings. So now I finally figured out how to get custom kill sounds to work. So every time I kill, you can turn on hit and kill sounds in the game. So every time you hit someone, it makes a sound, and every time you kill someone, it makes a different sound. And I've been wanting to set up a custom kill sound for a while. I wanted it to play the little voice clip when you beat a boss in Cuphead, knockout. I wanted that to play every time I killed someone. And I finally got it to work. I was looking in the wrong files, but
that's awesome.
I got it into the right file. So every time I kill someone, it says knockout. And then I thought to myself, okay, how difficult would it be to make my own custom kill sound? And it turns out it's pretty easy. You just make a wave file and you put it in the correct thing. So this makes no sense. I don't know why the idea came into my head. I have no idea why, but I find it hilarious, so I did it. So now every time I kill someone, it plays the sound of Mufasa screaming as he falls to his death in The Lion King.
That's awesome.
I don't know why I decided to go with that, but it's I find it hilarious. It's a fun thing. And now my brain has come up with a bunch of other dumb ideas for custom kill sounds. So I might have more fun with that. But for now, Mufasa dying is pretty good. I've been busy lately because I'm in a production of a show, a little community theater production.
Yay.
Hey.
Which means
Nice.
that most of my nights are gone, which means I haven't really been able to play a ton of games, which is why that the TF2 thing is there, because it's something I can just if I have like 30 minutes of free time, I can just mess around on that for a while. And that's why I haven't gotten that far in Disco Elysium. But because I'm in a musical, I've been in the mood for musicals. So I listened to the soundtrack of a musical, one that I hadn't listened to before, Hades Town.
Huh.
Because I'd been playing
inspired.
Hades. Yeah. Hades Town is fantastic. Musically, it might be the best Broadway show I've ever heard. It is it's the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, but the music is all like New Orleans jazz.
That's awesome.
It's freaking amazing. And the range in the music is insane. Like, you have the Fates are characters, and it's a three lady chorus, and their harmony is one of the best things I've ever heard. You have Orpheus with this insanely high falsetto, and then you have Hades with the lowest bass I've ever heard in my life. So just whoever mixed the sound in the live show, frickin' kudos to you, because that's rough. And then Hermes is the narrator and also a character because he's Hermes. And the guy playing him does just a fantastic job narrating everything. It's just a fantastic show, and I liked it so much that I bought the vinyl for the soundtrack. So I've been
God, wow.
yeah.
Do you have a record player?
we do.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have a few. I've collected a few. My favorites have been the Daft Punk Discovery soundtrack.
Yes.
What else are the good ones I have? I have that. There's one in my head I can't remember, and I also have the Shrek soundtrack that I got as a legitimate purchase, not as a meme, because the Shrek soundtrack is actually really good.
I believe it. If it's got All Star on it, it's automatically a 10 out of 10.
I don't remember if it has All Star on it. I know it has like the orchestral soundtrack, and I'm pretty sure it has them singing Believer at the end.
That's amazing.
But it's yeah. But vinyls are fun.
Yeah.
I've been watching a bunch of stuff on YouTube. I've been watching some Best Friends compilations.
Yes.
My personal favorite, one that I watch multiple times a year, is the LA Noire compilation by Dumex Super Mario.
LA Noire. I should watch them play that.
Oh yeah, the game is fantastic. I recommend playing the game first, but then that guy's compilation of their playthrough is freaking phenomenal. The editing, the extra jokes, and he splits up the game into parts and names them after JoJo parts. The name he came up with for the Vice deck, the Vice desk, like had me the first time I saw it. I had to pause the video because I was laughing so hard.
What was it?
I will not say. That's
all right.
Number one, you need the context of the game. Number two, you need the context of the playthrough.
All right. Keep your secrets then.
Yes. Other good ones that Dumex Super Mario's done has been Catherine, which was a really fun playthrough of theirs that I watched when it came out, and Bully, which was one that I didn't watch, but the compilation's pretty good. That game is nuts.
Yeah.
That game is freaking bizarre. Oh, and I watched like 2 or 3 different versions of the NBA 2K16 Living to Dream playthrough.
Living to Dream playthrough? What the heck is that?
Did you not? Were you not aware?
I was not aware.
Okay, in NBA 2K16, there was a story mode called Living to Dream, a Spike Lee joint.
What?
The story mode was made by Hollywood director Spike Lee.
What?
Yes.
How have I not heard about this? That's crazy. That is insane. What the heck?
You need to go watch their playthrough of that. It's one of my favorites that they've ever done. I actually go back and rewatch the whole playthrough every once in a while.
That's amazing.
It's a trip. It's a trip. I've also watched a bit of the last Shitstorm compilation.
Yeah, I go back to those and rewatch a few of them every now and again.
Oh yeah, they're great. The compilations are a lot of fun too. And because of that, the last one they played one of their episodes. They played Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that one specifically because I want to eventually get around to playing that game.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, they only go up to the end of episode 2.
Okay.
But I watched that and I saw that the bits they had in the compilation, and I was like, okay, I've seen this game in like every Hot Topic. Like, I pass by a Hot Topic, I look in and I see that. What is this game? So I went down a bit of a rabbit hole looking at Bendy and the Ink Machine stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of interesting. I could actually see myself playing this because it's not that spooky.
Yeah, there. I know it's just had such a massive. It's been just a massive viral hit online. Like everywhere you go, you'll see something about the fandom for that. Like any fandom oriented space on the internet.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. But that was a thing. In terms of what else I've been watching, I've been having a bit of a hankering, and I realized that I really miss Game of Thrones. I really, well, specifically, I miss A Song of Ice and Fire because books I only watched the first season of the show, but I really miss it. Like when I finished it, it didn't really like hit me that hard because the story's not finished, and I was more just relieved that finally I finished it after all these years. And now that it's had time to just sit and ruminate, and now that I've had time to like look at analysis and stuff, it's just, I really miss it. So I started off by just like one of the books I read will kind of tie into that, but I was kind of looking to get a bit of that fix from the book. And then I was like, okay, I started reading theories and analysis of Game of Thrones, and I've seen some freaking strange theories from the absolutely horrifying Hold Her theory, in which
Hold Her?
Yes. So there was you know Hold the Door, you know that, right?
Yeah.
There's a theory that instead it's going to be Hold Her, and it's going to be the person involved doing something very bad to a girl he likes.
I don't think that sounds not true at all.
I'm pretty sure it's in the books. It is still going to be Hold the Door.
Yeah, I don't see that changing at all.
I don't see that changing, and I'm pretty sure George R.R. Martin has all but confirmed it.
Yeah.
And then there's also the wacky theories like Varys is a mermaid.
That's great. I can't. What?
There is a surprising amount of evidence for that.
That's great.
It is
absolutely
insane.
You know what? Honestly, if George R. R. Martin decided to throw that into his last two books, I would be all there for it.
Listen,
I wouldn't even question him.
Can't be any worse. At least he's still Varys, unlike the show. And then I've seen some analysis stuff too. Like I looked up like because I okay, so because of a thing that I'll get into, I looked up like, okay, what were the actual differences between book Renly and Loras and the show Renly and Loras, Tyrell? Because there's big differences, and I remembered there being big differences, but I wasn't sure exactly what because it had been so long. So I went and I looked up that stuff, and then someone was talking, and they were like, "Hey, if you really want to get a bit good explanation of like the conversation between Renly and Stannis, which is a friggin' awesome scene, go look at this person's analysis of those chapters." And so I went to that person's analysis of those chapters, and I get like part way down, and it's like, "Hey, if you want to know more, please go read this other article I wrote about specifically Renly and Stannis." Because I referenced it a lot there, so I was like, okay, I'll go there, and it's like, okay, this is part 4 of a series of essays about the kings of Westeros, but this is also also this guy wrote a series of essays about the hands of the king, so I better read those first. So I ended up today like reading 5 essays about different hands of the king.
Oh my god.
And it's fascinating.
Wow. I had no idea they were that. I had no idea that information was even in there.
Oh man, there's so much. Like some of it isn't taken from the 5 books. Some of it is taken from A World of Ice and Fire, which is the lore building book, And then some of it is taken from the Dunk and Egg short stories, which are fantastic.
Huh, I've never heard of those.
I highly recommend the graphic novels because they're phenomenal. And the graphic novel for the first one might be my favorite graphic novel of all time.
Dang, I pray.
Yeah, The Hedge Knight is what it's called. It's great. But yeah, that's I've spent way too much time reading that, and for some reason, reading threads about people complaining about the end of Game of Thrones kind of gives me life. I get some sick sense of pleasure from it, even though I'm also kind of upset at what they did.
The only sense of satisfaction you will get out of this final season of the show.
Yeah. Oh. I've heard the second episode was the last decent episode, and it was because it was written by someone else.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What a disaster. Speaking of which, I've been watching Game of Thrones.
Hey.
Yeah,
my mom actually started rewatching it too because they just put it up on HBO.
Yeah, I'm still on the first season, but I'm 6 episodes in, and I'm like, man, this was some good TV.
Yeah,
this was some
really
good TV. Just every single word that comes out of Robert Baratheon's mouth, every single word that comes out of Bobby B's mouth is the best.
God.
Just that conversation where he's talking with Barristan and Jaime about the first time they killed someone. Oh man. It's so good. I can't wait to see it fall to crap. I don't know if I'm going to stop at season 4 or if I'm just going to go on because I need to see the pain.
You have to do it. It's the initiation, right?
I might have to because So I know. So the thing that happens to Jon at the end of season 5.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming because I had been spoiled on it. So I read the books and I was like, okay, that's good. But then I was like, okay, hold on. Why people talk about the reasoning behind this a lot and how the people were justified in it, and I'm like, okay, am I missing something? So I looked up the differences between the book and the show, and I found out what the show did with that, and I was just like floored with how bad it is.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the books, because in the books, the people who do the thing are very justified in what they do. And in the show, they're just kind of made out to be bad people because we can't let Jon Snow make morally gray decisions.
Yeah.
He's the big hero man, which means we got to make those people the bad guys. But anyway, I will continue watching at least up to season 4, and because I haven't had time to really play games, I've been watching like an episode a night. So that's how I've been spending some of my time.
Nuts.
And now on to books. I finished the Thrawn trilogy.
And
it's freaking amazing.
As to be expected.
My only complaint is I wish that there's two final battles at the end of the Thrawn trilogy. One has every single main character involved, and the other doesn't. I wish there was a bit more page time dedicated to that other battle, because it's like the way it plays out, it's like, okay, we're gonna enact this plan, and then the next time you see them, the plan's already been enacted, and then the problem is solved in an awesome way. I'll give them that. The problem is solved in a really cool way, but it's just like, oh, I don't get to see a lot of this going on.
Yeah.
But both villains, it's not just Thrawn that's the villain. There's also the insane Jedi Master C'baoth, who is a clone of the real Jedi Master C'baoth, because this was made before the Clone Wars were what the Clone Wars are. Clone Wars didn't.
Oh yeah.
George Lucas hadn't made any of the prequels yet, so Timothy Zahn had to kind of go around like the vague hints George Lucas gave him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
because I know they mentioned the Clone Wars in the original trilogy.
Yeah, Yeah, they mention the Clone Wars in the original trilogy. They actually play a big role in the Thrawn trilogy. So
Okay.
so it's not quite compatible entirely, but it could be like just a few edits here and there, and you could make it work.
Wait, is the Clone trilogy or is the Clone Wars in the trilogy actually like anything like it is in the prequels? Like, are they the
It's
proto
the
stormtroopers?
references are so vague that you could fit it in, but it's like a messy fit. It doesn't quite fit.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Like one of the quirks with clones is that Joris Kabath has two U's in Joris because he's a clone.
Ah, of course.
So like if you were to make a clone Leia, it'd be like Leia because there's two A's or something like that.
Huh, interesting.
And there's like rules they have with cloning, like if you clone too fast, if you grow them too fast, they are mentally unstable, and that's something that could fit with Clone Wars, but it's never really mentioned, so it's like, don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. Both the villains play off each other in really, really interesting ways, because you have Thrawn, who is the smartest person in the room always, and then you have Kabath, who is